All right. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday morning, September 2nd, 2022, and this is your Friday safety meeting. My name is Dennis Davis. I work in the safety department. As always, the safety department is located in the Z building, ground level, center of the room, right next to the pillar. So if anybody ever has any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to stop by. Ask us any question you need. We don't promise that we'll always have the answer, but we do promise that we'll get you pointed in the right direction because there's somebody under this roof or at our disposal that we can get you to get you taken care of. We do this meeting 52 Friday mornings a year. Great thing about this is breakfast is free and it's busy over there. That line is long, so let's give our folks over there at all three locations a round of applause for taking care of us this morning. This is you guys' meeting, not ours. We want to get up here and be as transparent as we possibly can. We want to answer the tough questions, address any issues that you might have. We're here to help. Like I said, I don't promise you that me or Dave will have the answers, but we'll get somebody that can get you taken care of. So we are simulcast live at all three locations, and we're live on Facebook and YouTube. So thank you to the folks that are watching on Facebook and YouTube. Hopefully you're not driving down the road or anything like that. You're stationary. Maybe even for you folks that are here with us live that want to watch previous meetings or future meetings, don't hesitate to log on to Facebook, click like on YouTube, click subscribe so you can get notifications anytime we go live or post any new videos. We learned, just a few weeks ago that folks are watching, prospective drivers, current drivers, competitors, foes, vendors, customers, everybody's watching the Prime Safety meeting. So we're here, we're live for the world to see, we're ready to go. So let's go east first. I think we got Rick Gifford with us this morning. Good morning, Rick.
Heidi ho, boys and girls.
Oh, Heidi ho. All right, trying something new. Three of the best Prime associates we got, Bill, Lisa, and Rick, holding it down by themselves in Pittston. Good morning.
Good morning. That was my Mr. Rogers tribute.
I like it. I like it. Where's everybody? Where are your neighbors?
Hey, that was my CB handle when I was trucking. Was the neighbor. But hey, all of our friends are out trucking. That's where they belong, right?
I think I see 4 people there. Other than you guys, of course.
And 3 of them are Prime Associate House Associates.
Hey, but you know what that means, Rick? That means one of two things. That means either we're out hauling freight, which we absolutely appreciate anybody on this holiday weekend that's out hauling freight, or we're home enjoying some home time with family. So, let me throw out there some numbers there from last week. Last week, Saturday, we had a picnic up here, and we had a nice crowd up here, about 250 people or so, and had a great time. We were giving away prizes, bingo, and lots of food. We had a great time. Those are awesome numbers. So everybody went in last week, and now they just ditched you this week. But that's okay. That's okay. That means everybody's here this week. Everybody decided to come here for our picnic this week. So if you, Bill, or Lisa have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to jump on the microphone.
Hey, I'm sure we'll have something along the way. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for having us.
All right, excellent. So we're going to go west next. We got Troy with us this morning.
Good morning.
The always live and ready to go, pumping in sound, Salt Lake City. Yes. Good morning, Troy.
Yes, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
I'm picking up on today's theme, so
I don't know why, but it sounded good. Rick sounded good, so I thought I'd jump in on it.
So what's going on in Salt Lake City?
You know what? It's been 100 degrees for 17 days. I don't know, a lot of days in Salt Lake City, and we have students out on the pad, and they're working every day, and they're passing their tests, and we're getting new CDL holders every day, and it's amazing. Great training out here.
You guys are always looking good. Last couple of weeks, we've had your buddy Tyler Patrick on, giving us some fantastic tidbits of information to get drivers transitioning from this warm weather right into the snowy winter season. So
we don't say the S word around here, okay?
Well, you can ignore it if you want to, Troy, but the reality of it is, believe it or not, it's going to come every single year.
Yeah, it's coming, buddy. It's coming. And we're going to be ready for it. Utah's real good about, the roads and stuff like that out here. We salt and we plow and we get it all done early in the morning. So Utah's pretty good. I don't know about you other states, but we take care of our snow here.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So we got a lot going on here. You guys had your picnic, I think it was 2 weeks ago, and had a great turnout. You had a little bit of rain, I think, at the beginning, but it turned out to be a fantastic time, right?
Yeah, it was great. And like I said, we had a whole bunch of people show up and their families, and we had a great time. So Prime does it well for everybody.
Good. And we're looking forward to our opportunity this weekend. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to jump on the microphone.
Thank you.
All right back here to Springfield, Missouri. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, absolutely. That sounds like a Labor Day crowd at Prime Incorporated. Labor Day is always an awesome time around this facility. We always have our picnic here in Springfield, Missouri, but we also, of course, tonight we'll have our truck driving championship, which we'll talk a little bit about later on. But first and foremost, I want to take this opportunity to welcome all of our new folks at all three of our locations, Pittston, Salt Lake, and Springfield. So if you're new to Prime, stand up and show us who you are so we can receive you as part of the family. Come on up, stand up. I know some of you are out there. There you go. Welcome. We're glad to have you here. And also, this time of year, we typically see a lot of old friends. So for our veteran drivers that are joining us today at all three of our locations, I just got one thing to say to you guys. Welcome home. So we're always excited to see you. We're always excited to have you. We're going to be excited all weekend long. The agenda is packed full of activities both tonight and tomorrow. So if your family is here with you, bring your rain gear, obviously, but we're excited to see and excited to have a ton of fun all weekend long. So with me up here this morning is David White, safety extraordinaire. Good morning, Dave.
Extraordinaire. You're going far out there.
Hey, I give credit where credit's due, Dave. Right, let's give Dave a round of applause.
Oh. Well, thank you, Dennis. But good morning, everybody. And I see a lot of familiar faces out here, and I don't know why, Dennis. We got a little event coming up tonight, and should we dive right into that, you think? Are we good?
Hey, go for it.
Let's do it, man. So this afternoon, we got our Pride and Polish coming up, first thing at 4:00. So if you want to be in the Pride and Polish, you got your truck all shined up. I know it's going to be kind of rough to get the outside shine up. I guess we'll see who's got the best wax job out there. But but get your Pride and Polish truck out there. See Pam. She'll have her tent set up out there right where you enter the training pad, and check in with her, and we'll get you lined up for that. And then at 4:30, expect our drivers out there, and hopefully you've already signed up on the app. But if you haven't, then you're debating, do I want to do this? Do I not want to do this? You're going back and forth. Come on out and give it a shot. We will be having the truck driving championships and the Pride and Polish. Rain, hopefully it doesn't snow. We don't go that far, but rain, no doubt. Any thunder or lightning that comes out, we will have to clear the pad, though. We can't have anybody out there if there's any lightning in the air. Hopefully we don't get that, but we're going to try to get all this in tonight. We're going to think positive on this, and hopefully this afternoon, Mother Nature takes care of us and kind of moves on out. So, but we'll see. Obviously, burgers, hot dogs, all that good stuff will be going. And I want to give a big shout out to all of our volunteers, especially George Niehaus, Thomas Schumacher, as well as Stan Kasterke. Those guys are going to be setting up the course here in a little bit. And it's not going to be very good weather out there, but we'll do the best we can. And we'll be out there working together to get that knocked out. But big shout out, especially George and Thomas. They'll be out there getting that done. So it's all for our drivers here, and especially our volunteers tonight, Dennis. We got a lot of in-house volunteers. You know what? This is probably one of my first years I haven't had to go to operations supervisors like Jason and I say, hey, man, I really need more fleet managers involved. I really need more salespeople involved. That people just signed up. So it's kind of cool. We haven't had this event since 2019. And we've had a lot of in-house people jump on and say, hey, I want to volunteer. So They'll be out there judging. Just remember, if you're out there driving, if it is wet, drive safely and take your time. This truck driving championship, it's about skill, and it's not about speed at all. It's about skill. It's about hitting those problems. And about 5:15 or so, we'll have a course walkthrough for all of our drivers too. So we'll go through each problem. George will, and explain those problems and what are we judging you on, and the expectations. So not only that, some of the best parts, Dennis, got free food out there too. John Blancett and his staff will be out there.
My favorite kind of food.
No doubt. Burgers, dogs, you name it. Ice cream, drinks. So, we got a speaker already. Thomas?
First of all, whose idea was to put me next to Thomas Miller with a microphone?
Bill, you should be over here in the back.
Just a quick question. Can we
Yeah.
go out there and watch these guys set it up?
Nope. Stay away. Please do not come out on the training pad until 4:00 when we start checking in trucks for pride and polish, and you guys can start coming out there. 4:30, like I said, we'll be sign in for the drivers that haven't signed in already. But remember to bring your Prime ID badge. Only Prime drivers can do this. Also your CDL. Trish will want to see that. I know some of you have been here many years, but she'll still ask you for your CDL. Make sure you got a license. If you don't have a CDL yet, you're a PSD student, you're more than happy and you're more than welcome to watch, but we can't have you drive yet until you have that CDL. If you're B2, B1, whatever it may be, you're more than welcome to jump in and give it a shot. Give a course shot out and get out there and do your best. Looking forward to that. So, what else we got going on tonight, Dennis?
Hey, so,
Music. Right
Music?
there. That's you, man. You and Jamie,
you gonna-
DJD, and
you gonna
Little
let me
Ant.
sing? You gonna give me a mic and let me sing?
Yeah, there you go, man.
Me,
Do
I'm
some
warming up.
karaoke. No,
No.
Dennis will be running the tunes for us too out there. So, and him and Jamie Miller from our safety department.
So we'll be manning the DJ booth. Hopefully Jamie's feeling well enough that she can blast out that national anthem, and you guys can hear what a fabulous voice she has. It's gonna be an exciting night, Dave.
Yeah, she's been kind of under the weather earlier this week, but she thinks she has it in her. So it'll be a fabulous national anthem. She usually does. She's got a great voice. So
What do we got going on tomorrow?
tomorrow we got the picnic, man, and round of applause, picnic, no doubt. 2019 was the last one, so we're really looking forward to this. So yeah, all the picnic, all the food drives, you name it, bingo, some great prizes. Connie will be up there with all of her prizes too, dishing them out. I don't know who's calling bingo, but we'll have somebody up there calling the numbers, and that'll be a fun time. And about noon or so, we'll announce the winners for the truck driving championships and the Pride and Polish. So be around at noon, and we'll have a good time there. And the top 10 will be announced, and the top 3 will get up on stage, and we'll have a good time with it. So
I think tomorrow morning we've got a 5K starting at
yeah,
8:00 in the morning. So for all you runners or walkers or watchers, feel free to come on in and sign up. I think we're still allowing folks to sign up, right? Sure, why not? Come on in and participate in that. They've got shirts, they've got prizes. Back in my younger days, I used to do that. I got a $100 gift card for my performance.
man, you and Bill always win the stuff in our department. I
Hey,
gotta give it-
sometimes it's better to be lucky than it is to be
There's
good.
no doubt about that. So also a 1 mile walk too. If you're a walker, just want to come in and walk. Yeah, get out there and do that, man. 1 mile. I think you get a t-shirt and all that, I believe. So awesome deal right there. So
The best part about the whole weekend, 2 things. One is to get to see faces you haven't seen in a long time, fellowship with your coworkers and their families. But my favorite part, absolutely, is the all-you-can-eat crab legs.
oh yeah, no doubt. So yeah, get over there to the picnic for that, John. I'll have that going, I'm sure too, as well. But let's talk about the TDC real quick, because this is where we pick our team for the truck driving championships to go to state. Is this event right here? So qualify. Usually, I'm looking at about the top 15 drivers, but it just doesn't end right here to go to state next June. You got to qualify for it. So you got to go with 1 year with no accidents at all, preventable or non-preventable. So it's a pretty high standard we get. We got a lot of gentlemen over here and ladies too that have participated in this state. So yeah, if you guys participate in the state truck driving championship, stand on up, man. Let's recognize you. Stand up. And then, Dennis, you win state. We hit a couple of those this year. We had Scott Fisher and Dwayne Grimm you go to nationals.
So that was just last month, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Matter of
2 weeks ago.
fact, 3 weeks ago, you guys had Dwayne up here talking about going to nationals, and he was hoping he'd do the best he ever did.
Did he?
He did. Come on up here, Dwayne. Get up here, buddy. You pretty much recognize Dwayne wherever, not because of his shirt and pants, maybe the shoes this time, but the hat, man. Yeah.
Sure.
So how'd you do at nationals? 2 weeks ago, we're in Indianapolis. You were running in the tanker class. You got first place here in Missouri back in June. So you got to go to
Yeah.
nationals.
Yeah.
How'd you do, man?
Well, I got 21st out of 43, so
That's good. Give him a round of applause. Yeah, no doubt.
it is my best. I had 24th, 28th, 34th, and 36th over the prior 4 times to that. So it's my best, so I can't complain.
5 times he's been to nationals, and yeah, by far the best you've ever done. It was great
Right,
having
right.
you there. So,
And I have something for you, Dave.
uh-oh. You're not going to give me that, are you? I don't know what's in it for sure. I'm going to stand by. There we go.
As appreciation for all you do for the Prime team every year, the picnic, the state truck driving championships, taking drivers to nationals.
Oh, wow.
I'd like to give you a belt buckle from the National Truck Driving Championships.
All right. Right up there on the screen. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Now,
You're well appreciated of that.
thank you, Dwayne. Every driver that goes to nationals, they're all state champions, so they all get a belt buckle. So that's really cool. So thank you very much.
And I would like to, if I could, like anybody that's ever competed in the Prime Company picnic, stand up.
Let's do it again, guys. Stand up, guys and gals, everybody.
Anybody that competed in the Prime Company picnic. All right. If everybody went on the count of 3, say thank you, Robert. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Robert. Now, anybody that's competed in state, he already had stand. So everybody stay standing. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Robert. And anybody that's ever been to national, stay standing, please. And let's do it one more time. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate it.
That's awesome. Thank you, Dwayne. Appreciate it, buddy. All right. Glenn, you didn't stand up there, man. You've been to nationals a number of times. You're old. No, come on. But you'll still be out there competing tonight, though, won't you? That's right. That's right. So quite an event we got coming up, man. It's going to be fun this weekend.
Like you said, Dave, this will be the first time we have this important event to our culture since 2019. So thank you guys for being here. We really appreciate it. We're all pretty excited. There's always a special buzz in the building, this time of year and when this event happens. So we're really looking forward to it. I'm pretty sure Mother Nature will cooperate. This is going to be the best one we've ever had.
No doubt. Yep. 2019, long time ago, but we're back in it, and hopefully from here on out every year.
So the plan was to get old John Blanchett out here for him to come and speak. But in true Prime fashion, man, he's over there working. He didn't have time to come in here and hang out with us.
I went back there and he's like, man, I'm too busy. I'm putting some food out to our associates. So yeah, he's he'll be out here in a little bit. Maybe we'll get him up.
And we can't underestimate or can't state enough how hard our folks work. For people like me that'll be in line 17 times to get crab legs tomorrow, they've got to keep pumping those out. And that's a ton of work. So let's one more time give our folks a round of applause that help us out at events like this. While we're out partying and having a good time, they're working. So thank you guys so much for what you do. And we promise I'll be on my best behavior tomorrow.
I'm gonna judge you and Roy Romo. Who has the most crab legs?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Challenge accepted.
Should we bring up our first speaker?
Let's do it.
All right, from our payroll department, we have Mr. Sean Riker. Sean's going to talk a little bit this morning about lumpers and paying with your Comdata card. So go ahead, Sean.
Thank you, sir. So I've been up here a couple of times discussing this, and as we kind of move forward with the process, I like to keep everybody updated on what's going on and kind of what to expect on the next phase of this. So when I discussed it beforehand, I kind of outlined it for you guys, and I've got a couple of slides that might make it a little bit easier because what we've noticed is whenever people go in there, you try to be efficient. So you either register a ComCheck or get an express code, something like that. Then you go there and you realize, oh man, they're not going to take that. They're a Capstone, RoadSync, or U-Chain location, and they want me to pay through my fuel card. So what ends up happening if you get an express code and they end up paying the other way, what happens to that express code? Still get charged for it, right? So we want to try to avoid that. So we noticed some of those. We're trying to be more proactive on a separate note. But in essence, what I want you guys to realize is when you get there, ask them, how do you want your payment? And if they take a fuel card option, it's pretty simple. You can see up here in the numbers, Capstone 450, RoadSync 790, U-Chain 50. That's almost 1,300 locations that will accept your Comdata card as a source of payment. Now, they always have accepted it on the personal side, but this is going to be on the company side, and we'll kind of walk through what all that looks like here in just a minute. But there's $800 on your card. That $800 is a daily number. So if you have two $400 lumpers during that day, you're covered. If you have one $900 lumper, you got to call in and do it the old way, as we sit now. But there's $800 on there. You do not have to get an advance from your fleet manager. It works similar to like how fuel does, where the amount's just on there. I think Sam's going to talk a little bit later about fuel in general, but it's just sitting there for you. So no advance on it. It's money that's available to you every single day. I'm going to go to the next one, Brian. So I tried to make this as big as I could so you guys could see it. So this is a demo account. So some of the information on here is not going to be exactly pertaining to us, but it gives you an option that says, how do you want to pay? You got to pay by check, credit card, debit card, or fuel card. And fuel card is going to be the ticket to let you guys know that you're using the right process for this. Because if you choose credit debit card, that's coming off the personal side of your card. So don't ever choose that one unless that's what you want for it. So in this case, though, you choose fuel card. And this comes from a text message. You guys are used to getting those, of course, since COVID. So you get a text message. It tells you fuel card. You choose it. It says 15 cents on there. Again, this is a demo account. Your actual cost is 25 cents, which is a huge change from an express code, which is how much? It's not. Is it $5? 250 is what I'm thinking. I was like, yeah, I was like, I don't know about that. 250, but anyway, whether it's $5, that would be a lot. But 250, even down to 25, that's a huge savings for you guys. So choose fuel card. Go ahead and go to the next screen, Brian, please. And then ask, what service do you have is really what this boils down to, because the facilities are agnostic to who's paying, right? So they have different people in there. You choose Comdata. Everybody knows we have a Comdata card. Go ahead and hop to the next one. And here's where the meat and potatoes of this is, right? It's going to ask you for some verification information the same way you do whenever you fuel, right? It's going to ask you for your tractor number, your trailer number, and your order number. You guys are used to that. That's easy. Now, I don't have a next screen on this, but it asks for an email address. And this is where it gets really important, guys, because you have to get a receipt for it. As we sit today, you have to get a receipt for it. So put in your email address, and then all you guys have to do, get the email, screenshot it, and then whenever you go in to scan your documents, you can easily just go into your pictures and send that screenshot in with your trip. You don't have to email that into your fleet manager. Take a screenshot, send it in with your trip. It's pretty easy to do. If you don't know, get a hold of your payroll associate. They can walk you through it, or I can. I'll be here afterward also. So now you've chosen fuel card, you've chosen Comdata, you put your card information in and your email address in, and then it processes through. You don't ever see anything come out of your actual personal side. It's all company side of it. And then you get the receipt for it, send it in. So that part's pretty easy. How many of you guys have actually done it? So we've done a lot of them. I got the numbers on the next slide. I'll wait a second. But the idea is going to be, we know what to do right now, but the reason I'm talking to you guys about this again is A, we still have some confusion on it. And B, we're getting ready to do a couple of the next steps to this. So right now, you guys don't have memorized which ones are RoadSync, Capstone, or U-Chain, right? I don't. So the important thing is going to be, let you guys know that ahead of time. So what we're going to do, and this should be fairly soon, and I'll send an announcement when it's ready, is at dispatch, it will tell you your 02, your 90, whatever that drop is a location that uses this Comdata lumper payment service. So you'll know ahead of time that that's the one you can use this on. So you don't end up in getting your fleet manager involved or getting an express code, things like that. So that's going to be the first piece of it. The second piece of it is going to be, and this is the more exciting piece, and that's going to be the lumper receipts will eventually come to us directly. And what that will look like is you'll do the exact same steps I said. And most of you guys are going to want an email address in there anyway, because you'll want a copy of it. But then it will come to us, and then we'll send you a message that says, hey, we have your lumper receipt. There's no reason to scan it in on there. So that's not happening today. That's in the next steps here. I'm just kind of giving you guys a heads up of what's upcoming. So alerts when you're dispatched that location uses it. And then eventually alert that, hey, I received this receipt. You don't even have to send it to us. We've already got it. I think I have a question.
Does this have anything to do with the relay app that they send text message to you and you go out to relay?
So there's a lot of confusion about that. Relay is a whole separate company from Comdata is. So a lot of the text messages you have been receiving through time actually have ran through Relay because no one else had a process for it. But if you're just going to say, is this a Relay service? The answer is no. This is going to be a text message that comes from Capstone, RoadSync, or Uchain and runs through Comdata. So if it's just strictly a Relay site that does not have Comdata, you cannot use this. So, and you'll know pretty easy, even if you don't know ahead of time right now, if you go up there and they send you a text message and it gives you an option for a fuel card in Comdata, guess what? It works there. If it doesn't give you that option, it doesn't work there. So pretty straightforward to figure out even now if it does or doesn't work there. So I've got a couple more questions, I think.
I've downloaded the RoadSync app the last time I was at a receiver that used that. Will this work through the RoadSync app?
I don't know that answer for sure. You don't have to download the RoadSync app. Why did they tell you to do it? We curious.
It's just an easier way to process the payment.
I'll find
It's
out.
quicker, actually. You know, you have to wait sometimes with RoadSync and the other one you were just talking about. If you use a
Capstone.
if you use an express code.
Well, we're not using express codes here.
Right. Well, that's the way I've been paying because I've been real antsy about using my actual Comdata card. I used to just always pay with a ComCheck, and I would never put my card number on there because it's not necessary. It really isn't. But I've
In this
gotten late.
scenario, it is. I don't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah.
But in this scenario, in order for it to run through on the Comdata side, if
Right.
you choose to use this, it would have to have your.
Right. But even on a ComCheck, I've had guys refuse the ComCheck sometimes recently because it doesn't have the card number. Dude, I've been writing checks like this without my card number on there for 15 years. Why should I start now? Because I'm really antsy about giving that card number out.
And I understand that. And I would say generally you should be aware of that. Now, there's certain situations, of course, where you have to give it. So if you want to use this, you will have to give it, unfortunately. I don't say unfortunately. They're set up, integrated. They have a lot of information. So it's safe enough. But it's your choice whether you want to use it or not.
One more question. Is there anybody? Fuck, there's two out here. Nobody? It's like I cut him off, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So,
no
good
problem.
job.
Hey, we kick up the number real quick. I won't go over it, but just so they can see it. So we've done a ton of transactions. Saved you guys about $43,000 versus express codes. I do want to throw that out there because it's already been a huge difference for you guys. So anyway, if you have any questions, I'll be here afterward. And if it's later, I sit downstairs, the bottom of the Z building on the back left.
Yeah, definitely see Sean. He'll be around here. So big round of applause. Good job, Sean. Thank you for coming up this morning. That was awesome. You were talking crab legs earlier. We're talking about all the food tonight and tomorrow. I see Mr. John over there, John Blancett. So let's
All
bring
right.
him up. There's been some changes too, Dennis.
There you go. Let's hear all about it, John.
Yeah, let's
Good morning.
Here's changes with fire and ice and everything. Come on up, John.
Good morning. I noticed there's a few extra people in town this weekend for some reason. I see some picnic t-shirts already on. So we've got a big weekend ahead of us. We'll be cooking out on the training pad. We'll do burgers and dogs this evening for the championship. And then, of course, everyone's been asking, are we having crab legs this year? And the answer is yes, to the tune of about 1,250 pounds of crab legs that we currently have over there at the Oasis. So we'll get that water nice and hot and get those boiling tomorrow. So that's going to be a good time. And then I know a lot of you have been over to Fire and Ice over the last, we started in January. So we're 8 months into that remodel over there. We ordered a really gorgeous thick glass top out of California back in January and waited and waited and waited. It's 6 separate pieces. And when it arrived, there were 5 broken and 1 unbroken piece. So that kind of put a stall on things. But they're remaking them. They're going to do it right. We did put a temporary wooden top on top of the bar right now. And so I would say by this time next week, we'll actually have bar stools up at the bar and we can go back to having a good time. Now, we have been using the Cabana bar in the meantime out there, but, it's not quite the same. The ice bar is what everyone really enjoys to come see. So Fire and Ice is looking good. We're getting close. and it needed a facelift. Robert's been very gracious, spent a lot of money updating everything, and we're really excited about it. So we're happy to have you back. Stop in and see it. Like I said, I think in about a week, we'll be able to reopen the ice bar. So looking forward to that. Good. Anybody have any questions?
Any questions for John? All right, John, so that glass top, that's probably delivered by an LTL carrier, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Yep.
that definitely was not on a Prime truck. Our trucks are smooth down the road. They don't jostle things around.
There
No.
we go. Hopefully the next one's delivered by Prime,
Yeah.
no doubt. So thank you, John. Thank you for coming up. Appreciate it. All right, Dennis, who do you got up next, brother?
So, I think Jason Seymour bullied his way up the list. When I was over there, he said, get me in right away or else. So I'm going to ask Seymour to come on up. Labor Day weekend, as with any holiday weekend, it's a prime time for folks to go home, wrap through the house, have a great time with your families, whatever the case may be. But it's also a prime opportunity for folks that like to steal from us to get busy at work. So Jason, one of our operations supervisors, is going to talk to us a little bit about what to do going through the house or security equipment.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I just want to be clear. I did not say or else, but it was implied and you picked it up and I appreciate it. So anyway, first, thanks everybody for being in here. It's great to see a bunch of familiar faces in here that I've known for many years for the event and some this weekend and the new faces as well. So it's going to be a good weekend. As Dennis stated, I'm here to talk about asset protection and cargo security. And that's something we really need to be concerned about 365 days a year, right? It's, theft is rising. You guys are out there in a lot of places over the country. The bad guys are just waiting for us to make a mistake. But really, especially around holiday, because there's a lot of stationary equipment, we typically see an uptick in those things. So first thing I want to say is nothing I say supersedes the fact that you are our most important asset. No matter what, the captain of the ship, safety is number one. We mean that operationally. And so, everything you do needs to be, everything we want to do rather is about protecting not only your physical self, but also your financial security as well. And that's what I want to talk about today, namely about trailers. All right. We've grown roughly 600 or so trucks in the refrigerator division since this time last year, which is a great thing. We should all be very proud of that. Now, if we add trucks, thank you. Yeah, that's you guys that do that. If you add trucks, what do you also have to add? You got to add trailers, right? And that's been a challenge. Just like it's a challenge getting equipment on the truck side, it's the same on the trailer side. You see, we're maybe running some older equipment. We're having to patch it together and keep it in the fleet longer. We have challenges getting new equipment for manufacturers. Those trailers have become very, very valuable, not only to us, but to anybody out on the road. So, and this has always kind of been a deal, but it's especially important now. I'm going to ask you, if you're going home for any length of time, we need to get that trailer dropped at a customer, all right, for a couple of reasons. Number one, when they're parked at truck stops, when they're parked at, lots or whatever, they're stationary and they're open for somebody to grab them, all right? If we put them at a secure customer, which secure means it's got a fence, it's got a gate, it's got a guard, and it's got cameras, that's where we want all of our trailers at, okay? So it's very important, not only from a security standpoint, to protect yourself so that if something, because if something happens while you have a trailer at home with you, you're probably going to be held responsible for it. We want that trailer at a customer for not only two reasons. Number one, it protects you from that liability in the event that something happens, but also I can tell you our customers are begging for trailers. They need more trailers. And we have to get, that's a big part of our service is the capacity of the equipment that we provide. And so when you're going home, your fleet manager should be proactively saying, hey, John, when you get home, I need your trailer dropped at X location. All right. And we need it to be, of course, washed out, full of fuel, all those things. So that again, for the two things, it protects you in the event that something happens while you're at home with the trailer, if something were to happen, because we're really rolling the dice every time that happens. But also it puts it at a position where a customer can load it, which again is a huge thing right now.
Okay, I understand what you're saying there, but let me explain this too. Our fleet manager has got to stop sending us 300, 400, 500 miles to drop that load completely out of our way. And it's
To drop
happening,
a
or that
trailer?
trailer. That's happening.
Okay, and it may happen. That sounds
It's
a
happening
little,
every time.
well, and here, I would like to talk to you afterwards and see where you live and where the closest customers are
Okay?
and where you empty out at. I can tell you, that was really my next point. You know, the example I give to John, because I know he kind of lives, and this is kind of an extreme example, but if John gets empty in Olney, Illinois, and he's going home to St. Louis, and I say, John, we're short 15 trailers at Beardstown. I really need that trailer at Beardstown. From Olney to St. Louis is 123 miles. From Olney to Beardstown to St. Louis is like right at 300. We're going to pay you for those extra 180 miles. I'm sorry, what was it? And if you're not getting paid, then I'll have a discussion with your fleet manager, because we need to invest in that to get those trailers where we need them. Okay? It's that important. It's always been that important, but it's especially more important now because theft is on the rise and our customers are begging for trailers. Okay? So yeah, I'd like to talk to you afterwards. Come up and see me. You have a question as well? I'm sorry, what? We're getting a mic.
I was saying mine is the same situation as his.
I'll be glad to speak with you as well. Okay. Here's part of the deal is, you know, our fleet managers should be doing this proactively. I can't say that they do it all the time. They miss stuff. I'm going to ask for your help. If you're going home and nobody's told, and you know, when you get empty, you're heading to the house and nobody's said, hey, I need this empty trailer parked at this location. I'm going to ask you to say, hey, you know, hey, fleet manager, what am I supposed to do with my trailer? Because I can't take it home. I don't want to take it home. All right. You got a question now, John?
Since you mentioned Olney, since they got Manuka, are they going to close Olney? You heard anything about that?
No, I have not heard anything about that.
Okay, because
You're talking about from like the shop stuff and,
well, yeah, the drop yard and offices.
yeah, no, I don't think there's any plans that I'm aware of to phase that location out.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, yep.
Jason, I got two over here.
Hey, good morning, Jason. Hey, my fleet manager's like, if you're gonna be home for less than 34-hour reset, if you're just passing through the house, keep the trailer, because I live out in the boondocks and the closest place we have is like 4 or 5 hours to a drop place. What is your definition of how long you're gonna be at home?
That's a good question. And I'm going to say we're going to have to handle that on a case-by-case basis. If you go through, you know, the important thing is, I mean, if you go through the house and you're going to take a 34-hour restart, my first question to you would be, where are you going to do the, I mean, obviously you're going to be doing your 34-hour restart at home. Where's your truck and trailer going to be at? Where's it going to be secured at? See, in that situation, if it's right in front of your house, I would probably consider that to be a secure location. Now, park at the truck stop park at the TA 15 miles away while you're at home for 34 or 48 hours while it's sitting up there unattended. I'm going to say that that's not secure. That's a recipe for disaster. And those disasters are happening more and more frequently. Another question.
Problem I've been noticing is that when I go to shippers and receivers, they're reporting that they've got a lot of out of service trailers sitting on their lot. I've been calling those in to get them moving again.
That brings up another very good point, which was my next point. Part of this is, you know, we do get a lot of that and we need help. There's, you know, getting the equipment that we have in good working serviceable order so a customer will load it is more of a challenge now than it has been ever before. Because not only do we have, you know, we've got less trailers per truck than what we have had. Some of the trailers we have are older, so the maintenance cost is higher on them. And customers are becoming more and more picky as far as what they will or won't load. So we need our drivers' help in getting those trailers moved to shops and doing exactly that. It's a never-ending deal. We have, you know, not to get too off in the weeds, but we monitor it every 7 days, right? We want those trailers moving every 7 days. If we see a trailer sitting that hasn't pulled a load in 7 days, there's probably something wrong with it. Maybe it's got a flat tire, maybe maybe it's out of service. We have drivers every day that we ask to, hey, John, when you deliver this load in Olney, I need you to pick up trailer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's been there for 14 days. I need you to see what's wrong with it. And then we can report, number one, if it's loadable, we can get it back in circulation. And if it's not, then we can maybe get it drug over to you know, the shop there and only. Maybe that's a bad example because they're probably already checking that, but you get the idea, you guys get the idea. So, yep. Yeah, it's important.
Besides taking it to a prime shop, if we have to take it to an outside shop, can we get paid to take it there?
Yes. Yeah, any of that stuff we're going to pay you to do. Now, an outside shop brings me to another point. You know, these, again, remember, secure means it's got a fence, it's got a gate, it's got a guard, and hopefully it's got cameras. You know, situation the other day, took a trailer to a shop in Miami, dropped it. The shop guy says, oh, you know, here our parking lot's across the street. It's just a dirt lot. We drop it there, got stolen. I mean, it sat there and it's gone. Okay.
Hey, Jason, before we take that question, Jason, go ahead and run through your points. If he doesn't answer your question, I promise he'll be here on the side or somebody will be here
Give me the hook.
to answer those questions. Go ahead
Okay.
and give me the hook. Go ahead and finish
It's
it.
all day. What is my last point here? Oh, cargo security. All right, cargo security. Abloy locks on trailers, loaded or empty. I don't care, doesn't matter. Get in the habit. I don't care if it's loaded or empty. We need an Abloy lock on it. If you don't have an Abloy lock, come see the guys out in the plaza. They'll take your old lock, get you an Abloy lock for a deeply discounted price. I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but it's a deal that you can't refuse. All right. Those Abloy locks are that good. We need them on every trailer all the time, no matter what. The other thing with cargo security is temperatures. Live loaded calls in the reefer department. We just started this week. We still have situations where we run loads at wrong temperatures. I know it's crazy, but it happens. We're asking every driver to circle and initial the temperature on the bills of lading. Your live loaded calls are going to be, folks are going to be, and fleet managers and fits that take live loaded calls, they're going to be asking you to do that. We think it's important. All right. You talk about security. It doesn't take much for a load to cross that $100,000 threshold anymore with the price of stuff. Right. So I'll be over here if you have any questions. I sit in the basement of the Z building. If you don't catch me afterwards, thanks. See you guys tomorrow. I'll be in front of Dennis in line for the crab legs. I guarantee it. It's implied, Dennis, that I'll be in front of you.
Always implied. Thank you so much, Jason. You know, that's a really important part of what we do, protecting our assets. You know, as a fleet manager for a lot of years, you know, the conversations that you continuously have with your drivers, make sure you're dropping that equipment ready to use. That means, you know, in good working order, chutes intact. You know, there was always ambiguity about clean, you know, so I stopped using clean because I realized that clean to me and clean to other folks, like ask my son about his room, he thinks it's clean, are two different things. Drop it washed out, ready to work. Make sure, as Jason talked about, locks on trailers, Abloy locks on trailers, empty, loaded, doesn't matter. So let's have a theft-free weekend. You know, I know the thieves will be busy, but I know prime drivers will be ready to go. So
There we go. This time of year, well, I don't know about this time of year, but anyway, we're going to be talking about some taxes next. Let's get Terry up here from Abacus. Terry, did we lose? There we go. So yeah, tax season, it seems like goes all the time, 12 months. So great to have you all come up here. So come on up.
All right, everybody. My name's Terry Wingo, and I'm with Abacus CPAs. Come on, woohoo! Taxes, woo! No, that's usually, there you go. That's usually the response that we get. That's right. But nobody likes to pay taxes. But how come you're here? Because you want to make money and you chose the right place to be, right? We know that. This is a great place to be because you want to make money. How many want to keep as much money as you're making? Yeah. Everybody, we want to do that. So that's why we're up here, is because we want to help you do that. We want to help make sure that you're keeping as much money as you can. We need to pay our fair share as far as our taxes, but we also want to make sure we're keeping our fair share as well, okay? I'm always excited to get up here and talk because it gives me an opportunity to say thank you for what you do, because you guys make a lot of sacrifices out there, and I get to do what I do because you're doing what you're doing. I've been in around this for about 15, 16 years. I started out sorting the receipts that are coming out of y'all's truck. Okay, and I got to see, oh wait, he's gone this day, she's gone this day, this day that made such a huge impact on me. That's why I'm still around, because I want to help you save as much of that money, because I know the sacrifices that you all make out there every day, okay? So I'm going to let Matt talk about a few of the things that you need to know to be prepared. So these taxes aren't something that you are dreading, but you're prepared for it. It's just another day. You get it taken care of and you move on. Go ahead, Matt.
Couldn't have put it better myself. So speaking of which, taxes are a reality 13 months a year, whether we like it or not, but we definitely want to stay ahead of it. A few things to mention specifically, lease owner operators right off the bat, third quarter just wrapped up. We are currently in the fourth quarter 2022, if you can believe that. So estimated payments, that is going to be due by September 15th. Highly recommend, if you've been in my tax class, you know, I get on my soapbox a little bit with estimates. Stay ahead of that tax bill. Don't pay more than you have to. Pay it off early. So that payment will be due by September 15th. If anybody out there is currently running as an S corporation or partnership, multi-member, that filing extension deadline is upon us. That is going to be September 15th as well. So make sure we've got documents together for that. Get those to your tax professional, CPA accountant, whoever you're working with, get that out of the way. Now, for everybody, lease, owner, company, October 15th. That is the filing extension deadline. We got to get it together. We got to get it filed. So take a little time at the end of the week. Make sure you got your tax documents in order. Again, get with that person you're working with. Make sure you get that filing done. Now, I've got some good news. If anybody is behind on 2019 or 2020's filings, the IRS is showing a little grace. I feel like I need to knock on wood here. They have now waived the filing penalty for both 2019 and 2020, as long as that filing is completed by September 30th. So be sure to get that done, get that in. That is a huge break right there. That filing penalty, it's just one more nuisance. Get it out of the way. Get your money back. They will be refunding that.
Yep, they will.
Last couple items I had here. One of them is definitely important. It has come to our attention. We're a busy firm. We make a lot of phone calls. Who's ever gotten a spam call on their phone? You look down at the phone, spam risk. Yeah.
Everybody.
I get 5, 6, 8 a day. Well, it's come to our attention. Our phone number is now showing up as spam due to the high volume of calls that we're making. So if you are specifically working with Abacus, we're asking that you save our phone number. That way you don't do what I do when I see a spam call and just hit that in button. Be sure to pick it up. So save that number because we're reaching out quite a bit. Same thing goes for email. We're sending a lot of emails as well, and we're finding more and more. It's showing up in junk folders and spam folders. So save that email address. If you have any questions, definitely let us know. We want to make sure we're reaching out. Yes, sir.
You guys got an app now. Does all our information come over that app like it does for you calling us? Can you guys contact us through that app?
We're not there yet. That is a great question, though.
That's a great question.
The app's currently in development. As of now, its primary function is tracking the status of a prepared return. So kind of knowing where that return's at in process. We do have some exciting stuff coming down the pipeline.
Yes. If you've ever filled out a tax organizer with us, that's going to be an interactive organizer that you can now do it on the app. That's going to be rolled out for this next tax season. We're
And
also
it's
going to be
mobile
able
friendly.
to, yes, exactly. We're going to be able to download documents. We're going to be able to send notifications through that. So we're listening. We're trying to make things a lot easier because we also know how hard it is to contact you because you're driving. So we can't make a lot of phone calls to you because you're driving. So we're yeah, you do it. That's right. We're trying many things to make it easier. Some things work, some things don't. We need that feedback as well as we go through this process.
Any other questions out there? All right. I appreciate everyone's time this morning.
All right. Thanks, Terry. Thanks, Matt. As always, you know, Terry and Matt will be kind of hanging out over here on the side. If you have any questions, plus the Abacus is just above us, back in the corner, back behind the ping pong table. If you have any further questions, you know, just a few housekeeping notes. A couple of people has referred to the Prime mobile app. You know, not the Abacus app. We let them handle that. But Prime mobile app, if you have any questions, we got Richard and Brianne over here to my right. See them after the meeting. They can answer any questions you may have. And if you have questions in general, there are folks all around the room today. You know, we didn't have time to get leasing on today. We got a couple leasing folks over here. You know, of course, you know, Flatbed, we've got, I think I saw Brett Von Wheeler over there if you got tanker questions, and, Jason Seymour's over there if you have any questions pertaining to reefer. So we got you covered if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Of course, any safety deals, especially the tough ones, Dave White can get you taken care of.
Yeah,
So,
thanks. That's appreciate it.
all right, who do we got next?
Let's bring old Sam Messick up. Sam handles our fueling through ComData and all that good stuff. And obviously fuel prices have been coming down a little bit. That's good, but Sam's got some updates for us. So we'll bring him up here. Even though he's a Canadian, we still love him to death. So it's okay.
Hey, good morning. Yeah. Hey, just a couple quick things. Just wanted to mention, it's starting to get toward the time of the year, right? Me and my Russian cube mate back there, Tamira, were talking about the weather back in our home countries of Canada and Russia. And it's starting to get close to freezing right there. So if you plan on driving in Russia or Canada anytime soon within the next couple of weeks, it's time to start thinking about getting some fuel additive on your truck, right? I know a lot of folks are through the terminal this week for the holiday and stuff. We have extremely competitively priced and really good fuel additives available for you here at the terminal. It's all of the different fuel vendors that we utilize, Pilot, TA, Petro, Loves, all the independents and stuff. They don't really start treating fuel very aggressively until October. So if you get into some cold weather over the next, let's say 4 to 6 weeks, you're probably not going to have very aggressively treated fuel. So it's a good idea to go on ahead and start thinking about putting some bottles of fuel additive, winter fuel treatment additive on your truck, just to be prepared for when the weather does change. We sell the Penray fuel additive here out of the terminal. We sell it for about $5.50 a bottle right now, which obviously, and that bottle treats 250 gallons of diesel, and it treats it down to about negative 15 degrees cold filter plug point. So that's a really strong treatment additive that you can use, and it's very, very cheap. You're going to pay, you all know, you see in the truck stops, the prices that you pay for the power service products and stuff. It's extremely high. So take advantage of it while you're here. Just make sure you're starting to think about putting some of that on your truck. The only other thing that I wanted to mention, and then I'll let these guys finish it up, but it is September. September is Truck Driver Appreciation Month. So obviously, thank you very much for all that you do for the industry and for Prime. Our fuel vendors, obviously, during the month of September, want to thank you for what you do as well for their business and for the business that you bring them every day. So keep an eye out. I know Pilot, Loves, they've already released some promotions for the month. Pilot's doing 3 free drinks every week through the month of September. And it's really any drinks in their coolers. So it's kind of a cool deal. They're doing bonus points throughout the month. Loves is giving away, I think, 23.5 million points or something, bonus points. So look on their website, look on their mobile app, make sure you're taking advantage of those opportunities to get some additional value from the fuel vendors. But we had Pilot in here this last week. They wanted to make sure that we communicated to you all on their behalf how much they appreciate your business and how thankful they are for what you all do, for obviously for us, but for their operation as well on a daily basis. So that's really all I had. Any questions for me before? Yeah.
How many bottles is like a company driver allowed to get from the terminal?
Oh, is Doug Tam here? Because I want to say we'll give you like between 5 and 10, but I'll double check and get a solid answer on that. Yeah, we don't drive to Russia. It's a hard place to get to, I promise. Any other questions? All right, yeah, I'll be here if anybody has any questions after the, oh, one more.
Oh, he waved me off.
It is cold too, so thank you, Sam, for coming up. Appreciate it. Yep.
All right, thank you, Sam. And Sam talked about it being, Truck Driver Appreciation Month. I'll just take a quick point of personal privilege before we move on to our final speakers. I think, I always have the opportunity to talk to folks that are not affiliated with the trucking industry. The only thing they know about the industry is that, when they're on the interstate, these big trucks are taking up a whole bunch of their lane, and I always kind of point them in the right direction. And I tell them, especially, the layman noticed this during COVID, but of course us in the industry knew this long before. Everything that you're wearing, everything that you're eating when you go to Walmart, everything that's on those shelves, it came in through with a truck. All right, and the trucking industry is very unique, and that's the only part of mass transit that goes to every single neighborhood in America. You know, whether it's a big city like New York or Chicago, or whether it's a little city like Urbana, Missouri, that may only have a Dollar General. Those trucks, those shelves were stocked with, you know, something that came on a truck. So, you know, we pay, put our first responders on a pedestal, and we should. You know, our police officers, our EMTs, our firefighters, they deserve it. But right there in that conversation, that same pedestal, that same realm should be our truck drivers. So thank you guys so much for what you do for this country, what you do for the industry. Give yourselves a round of applause. We appreciate you so much.
Also, Dennis, you know, you talk about pedestal, we put our military folks there too as well. So this morning you see a lot of us wearing red. It's red stands for remember everyone deployed. So all those that are fighting overseas or defending our country overseas, making us a great nation like we have and we're so privileged to have. Let's remember them in our thoughts and prayers. And if you've served in the military in here at all three terminals, Pittston, Salt Lake, or Springfield, if you could please stand and be recognized, love to give you a round of applause. All right, next coming up, we have our Vice President of Sales, Steve Woodkey.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. It's good to see y'all. You know, we got a lot of things going on around here this weekend, and I want to first thank all of you experienced operators that have competed for so many years in these driving championships. Thank you so much for being here this weekend as well and welcoming those that haven't. We need as many operators as we can to participate in this. It's a great event. It's a learning experience, and you get to meet so many good operators. It's just worth your time. So I'm certain we're going to have a lot of Prime associates out there cheering you on, regardless of the weather. So thank you again for participating. Yeah, I'm in sales. I'm in safety. I'm in protecting the assets as well. So we covered some really important stuff today. Here's the thing. We cannot move rates high enough to offset accidents or stolen equipment. You know, we're in this thing together. We're family. We're not trying to create something that's impossible, but it is our requirement to protect our equipment. Okay? So please take that very seriously. Jason did a great job explaining a lot of the things that we need to worry about and protect. So please think about that over the holidays. If you choose to go ahead and run through the weekend, I can assure you our customer base will be thrilled. They need their product. If you choose to stay and participate, you know, I'm in sales. I want you to get a load and get out of here as soon as you can. But I want you to be safe. Okay. We have an associate. By the way, business is really good. So don't worry about that. We got plenty of freight. We need to keep growing. Growth is an awesome thing for our company. And as has been stated, we're 600 trucks year over year more. So it's a good thing. I want to tell you about an associate here that's starting a new career after today. Pat Leonard, where are you? Sheila, come on up here, Sheila. So yeah, you bet. You bet. You bet. So Pat Leonard has been an associate of Prime's for over 32 years, has helped us achieve what we've got today. He's been tested by fire and has always come out on the right side of it. We are going to miss Pat. We love him, but he's going to be doing the stuff he enjoys. He's going to be fishing a lot, traveling a lot, sharing time with his family. And Pat, you better keep that damn cell phone on too, because I'm going to be bringing you up. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to let Pat appreciate from you all the effort he has given us through the years. He's been something special. Robert, you want to come on up here? So I don't know if he can speak or not. It's hard enough for me because, you know, if you need to get in a foxhole because you're in war, you want to get in this guy's foxhole because he is a fighter, a competitor. Right, Robert?
Absolutely. And on top of that, he's wicked smart.
He is.
Wicked smart.
He's an icon when it comes to our network. He knows what goes on around here, and he's awesome. And he has contributed so many things. It's impossible to enumerate all of them. Pat, go ahead.
Thank you for that. Just a couple things. There's a lot of vendors in here, and I don't know all your names, but all of you have been awesome. Thank you.
I told you this wasn't going to be easy, Pat. God dang it.
Man, it's harder than last night. Jeez. There's too many people in here for me to thank, but one of them I can see out of the corner of my eye. It's right over there. Thank you, Steve. The other thing that I want to mention to whether you're a young driver, been here for a few years, or you're one of these old timers, you know,
Easy on that old timer stuff.
I'm not talking about you, you're not a driver. But some of the seasoned folks around here, you know, the first couple years might be the toughest ones for you while you're here, but seek them out, listen to them. They can give you some great, great lessons. You know, they've been through it probably at times when it was a lot tougher than what it is now, but you know, this place, you know, got built because of every one of you. The last thing that I want to mention, and even though, you know, the cheapest load you ever haul is the one that Steve sold. True. They all have meaning. They really do. And don't ever lose sight of the fact that you have stake in the customers, and as aggravated as we can all get with the customers, we need them, service them, take care of them. You know, you've had about 2 years here where things have been completely on our side. The cycles may be changing just a little bit, but fortunately, Steve and all the salespeople have done a great job of, you know, getting the rates where they need to be so you can earn what you deserve to earn, and for all the hard work you do. But please, you know, every load means something, and picking it up and delivering it on time, that helps everybody in here do their job. Don't lose sight of it. Thank you guys for everything.
Yeah, Pat. You bet.
This guy is the best of the best, and I won't drag this out and torture him for all morning, but Pat, we're gonna miss you. You've made a tremendous contribution, and you know, I think that a major part of your legacy is you left behind a legacy of people, of operations and otherwise. I think you've even taught our accounting, even taught the bean counter or something. That's hard to do. And so, you know, that is quite a legacy when you think of it. So even without you, we're going to go on. And if we start to slip a little bit, I'm going to get your ass on the phone and say, Pat, give me some advice, because I know you know what's happening. And that's absolutely the God's truth. And we love you. We love you, Sheila. We know you've really have what has made him work, got him out of bed every morning, and we appreciate that. So we wish you the best in retirement. I think that the largemouth bass population down there in Table Rock is definitely going to diminish because this guy's a fish killer now.
They're in big trouble. They don't know it. Just one last comment I'd like to make, and mentioned this last night, and I mean, all the kind words from everybody have been unbelievable, but you got a guy here from Skyline, Missouri that started with one dump truck, and you got this guy over here from Girard, Kansas. I mean, that's not a very big town. And I think the first job he had was stealing watermelons out of the field. I'm not sure, something like that.
True.
And somehow these guys let this kid from Skokie, Illinois, which A lot of you guys, when you cross the river at St. Louis, it's not far from there, but many people have no idea where it's at. But it's been a great ride. Thank you, Pat.
Thanks, Pat. Yeah. Pat Leonard, you are the man. Love you. Okay, Robert, you know, we got a truck driving.
Man, we got all kinds of
We got
stuff.
crab legs, brother.
Some crab legs. I'm gonna be in that line too. I can't hardly wait.
You'll be first in line, right?
You know, this weekend, it's been 2 years, right? No picnics. This COVID-19 thing has kind of shut us down for a while, but we're back now. And it's so important to us. We get to see you all. We need to show you, our culture and how we feel about you. And this picnic, it's a big deal for us. These truck driving championships, big deal for us. And we appreciate all you competitors. I mean, that's hard stuff to do. I mean, how do you get so close to that little rubber duck but not hit it, right? Am I right? Man, that ain't easy. But it's good to be back. We're back. We're doing our events again, and that's a big part of our culture. We have some questions here. Okay, let's bring them. I hope they're softballs.
Well, it's not a question. It's more of a statement. Hey, none of you drivers out here, don't let that man sit up there and BS you. Okay, about 5 or 6 years ago, I had the privilege of riding with him. He actually drove in the truck driving championships that year. And I kind of guided him on one problem, and that was it. And that was the one problem he did the worst on. So, but he put up a score that if he was competing, he would have won the whole damn thing. He put up a score of like 260 points out of 300. So don't let him BS you. He still got it in him up there.
So somebody cheated for me, I promise you. Anyway, folks, we're looking forward to this weekend. We truly appreciate what you all do. Let's have a good time. Let's all be
Hey,
safe.
Robert, we gonna
Yep.
see you out there driving again?
If you insist, it ain't pretty.
Let's see you out there do the course.
Okay. Anyway, we love y'all. God bless you. Please be safe. Willie Bill.
Thank you all.
Thank you.